Revolution Radio, where we do the nasty work. www.freedomslips.com.
You're caught in a dream. The adventure begins. Put your seat backs and tray tables in the upright position as we take a trip in the very fabric of reality. Join me, Andrew Barks, for Adventures into Reality, Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, Friday, 10 a.m. to 12 noon at Revolution Radio at freedomslips.com, where information never sleeps.
Necessary information to assist you in confidently living through just about any survival situation. Your survival, your gardening, off-grid living, medical knowledge, or even natural or man-made EMPs on your list of personal concerns. You have your documents and your personal information in a safe place in your hands where you know where it is. Well, check out our preloaded EMP-proof thumb drive. Over 3 gigs of survival documents and how-tos, plus the USDA offline food preservation website, and much, much more, including a surprise bonus we just can't tell you about here. With plenty of room left over to store your most important documents. Imagine if a megavirus or a computer failure took out your bank, or all the banks for that matter. Are your banking records safe in your hands? So when they get things fixed and repaired, you can say, hey, look, this is what I had. You have it, I want it back. Is your personal data safe? Family records, addresses, phone numbers? Well, squeeze on over to freedomslips.com. Yes, that's www.freedomslips.com. Click the banner on the homepage for the EMP-proof bullet drive to get the full scoop of everything that we offer. So, folks, keep your data safe for your peace of mind. Revolution Radio, freedomslips.com. You don't need to expect us. We're already here. Revolution Radio. You're listening to Revolution Radio, freedomslips.com, 100% listener-supported radio, and now we return you to your host.
All right, got that second cup of coffee, and folks, I'm just making a few changes to my website. I've told you now that I'm in Austin, Texas, and I've got 3 books available now. I'm working on 2 more. These books are published by the Texas Independence Movement. What's that? Still with me, Anthony?
I'm with you, but I don't know who.
I don't know who that was, but.
There's a gal that worked with Horowitz.
Sherry Kane.
And, I know, and she's the one who's said that Ted Gunderson was an evil guy, and she was working with a Zionist group out of Hawaii. I like Horowitz's wife. Horowitz's wife is a good gal. He is a good gal. But Sherry Kane is not. Or Sherry Kane is not her friend.
No, she's not. And you know, for you folks out there that think I'm anti-Semitic, let me put this. I just put this up on my website. It'll be up in a few minutes. I don't care if you are Jewish, Muslim, Christian, or pagan, as long as you don't steal, murder, or try to dominate others. I don't care if you were black, white, brown, or yellow. Be proud of your race. God made us all. I think we are all Americans, and Americans should protect America. The Vietnamese, the Iraqis, and the Palestinians are trying to protect their countries and people. We should say you're damn right we are protectionists, isolationists, constitutionalists, and free Americans. Now, I'm in Austin, Texas, folks. I've got 3 books out, and you need to read them in order to know what's happened to me, in order to know about the whole Israeli-based drug dealing. You know, all the ecstasy comes in from Israel, all the cocaine was shipped in by the Mossad, working with the CIA. That's all in my book, Mystery Babylon, and you can get a copy of Mystery Babylon today. All you got to do is send a donation. You can go to my website, freeamerican.com, send a donation, and I'll send you a PDF of 500 pages of some of the most useful information you can imagine. If anybody calls me anti-Semitic, they are simply working for the Zionists, and they will sacrifice their own people, the Khazarian Jews, the Ashkenazi Jews. They will sacrifice them in a heartbeat. Now,
but we're talking about the Ashkenaz, not Nazi, and that's a different group of people.
Well, they're not Jews. They're certainly not from, they're not Israelites. You and I, Anthony, are descended from the Israelites. You and I have been trying to do exactly what God told us to do, and that's go out and spread the word and try to be the watchman on the wall. And I've got on this article that I'm working on, I've got a quote here from Ashkenazi Jew Harold Rosenthal, who was an aide to a fellow Ashkenazi Jew, Senator Jacob Javits, who stated, "Most Jews do not like to admit it, but our God is Lucifer," and so that's exactly what Albert Pike stated. And I'm working on a book on Lucifer, who I think, at least in my fiction, in my science fiction, I propose that he may not have been Satan at all. He might have been that the true devil may have been the God of the Jews, who they don't want to name. And Jack
Pike said that Albert Pike said that Lucifer is God. In fact, Sirhan Sirhan.
Repeat that. Pike did not say. Repeat that for me. Repeat that for me.
Albert Pike said that Lucifer is God.
Okay.
And when Sirhan Sirhan was arrested, he asked for At the Feet of the Master by Leadbeater, and The Secret Doctrine by Madame Helena Petrovna Blavatsky. She was the author of Lucifer magazine. It's called Lucifer magazine.
Lucius Trust, wasn't that part of it too?
Yes. She was a theosophist. And she worked out of Ojai Valley. That's where I went to school.
Now, let me...
along with Bob Wagner.
Lucifer was an angel of light, and possibly he has been demonized and tried to, and the evil ones out there wanted to call him and paint him as the bad guy. Now, just let me quote from another Jew here, and who wrote a book called The Life of an American Jew in Racist Marxist Israel, which contains the following statement under the heading of a challenge. He says, I'm well aware of the tactics of you, my Zionist brethren, use to quiet anyone who attempts to expose any of your subversive acts. If the person is a Gentile, you cry you are anti-Semitic, which is nothing more than a smokescreen to hide your actions. But if the person is a Jew doing the exposing, you resort to other tactics. First, you ignore the charges, hoping the information will not be given widespread distribution. If the information starts reaching too many people, you ridicule the information and the person is giving the information. If that doesn't work, your next step is character assassination. If the person, author, or speaker hasn't been involved in any sufficient scandal, you are adept at fabricating scandal against a person or persons. If none of these are effective, you are known to resort to physical attacks, but never do you try to prove the information wrong.
We're talking about Horowitz and Kane.
Yes. Yes.
And the attack against Alex Jones and myself and you?
Yes. Barbara Hartwell was a part of that too. I refused to have her on my show years ago because I thought she was a disinformation agent. And I refused to have her, and she started attacking me. Now, let's jump back here. Your film and your website is aircraft.org. Now,
correct.
This think about how much fuel is being used to and whatever to spray this aluminum, and the aluminum is toxic. The barium is toxic, folks, and who knows? I followed this, Anthony, while I was doing the film. I followed this.
Well, it's sulfur hexafluorides.
They've been putting fluoride in our water for years. Doesn't that dumb people down? Didn't they use that in the prison camps in Germany and in the Soviet Union?
And they used it in the Soviet Union. In the Soviet Union, they fluoridated the water. In fact, one of the fellows who was there, he told me about they would live in the they would live in the camp, but they would go down into the mines, and they would get clean water out of the mines, rather than have to drink the sodium fluoride, fluoridated water. If I sound like I'm drunk, and I probably do, because I've had a stroke. So if you're listening to me, you think, well, my God, Claire's got some drunk guy doing this show. Well, that isn't true. I may sound drunk, but I'm not drunk.
No, your mind is as clear as ever, and we've known each other for many, many years. And you also did a film on Illuminati and 9/11. I believe I appeared on that also. You know, this was a false flag operation used to start a war against no Arabs in a cave in Afghanistan made the U.S. Air Force stand down. And you know, I referred to it on the air as an exaggerated case of Jewish lightning, because Larry Silverstein leased the building, didn't even buy them. He just leased them for $500 million, insured them for a couple of billion, and collected off of it 3 months later. I put building number 7 on the cover of my magazine, and the next month, the story broke in New York Times about the George Bush allowing the NSA to tap everybody's phones, but NSA didn't tap anybody's phones, Anthony. They subbed that out to 2 Israeli companies called Amdocs and Converse. And I believe my phone must have been the first one they tapped on May 20th, when my son told me to go down 24th Street to McDowell and turn left, and I got nailed 2 blocks before I got to McDowell. I don't think that was a coincidence. And shortly after I appeared in your film on aircraft, you suffered a stroke. Now, the guest I had yesterday, Deborah Tavares, is
well, I will recover from the stroke, and
yes, you have
things that you can take to recover, and Roosevelt Grizz had a stroke as well, but he thinks clearly, and we're working on this. We can get some DMSO helps, and certainly in the next, I would say, 30 to 60 days, I'll be thinking or talking clearly, and Horowitz's wife, he divorced his wife to, or I don't know, he separated from his wife, but he took up with Sherry Kane.
Yeah, they're in into a little bit of a sadomasochistic sex life, according to some of the interviews, or accidentally they accidentally taped one of their scenes. They had just got off a radio show and hadn't hung up the phone, so a little bit kinky there, just kinky information on Horowitz. But again, why were they attacking you, or Alex? Especially, I can understand you because you were
and Ted Gunderson.
Ted Gunderson, yes, they wanted to demonize him after he was dead. I've had other guests on that didn't like Ted, and I simply don't agree with them. I think Ted was really doing his part and risking his life.
Well, Ted was a wonderful friend of mine, and I admire him. I fought for his case against Horowitz and Kane, and I will Econ meeting, and that's going to be happening this about 2 months. And they're going to do it again.
I'll have to call Brian and talk to him. I mean, Brian tried to help me and did a lot to help me try to get the Free Americans started again. But this whole Jewish...
Brian did a brilliant job.
This whole Jewish conspiracy, even Gordon Duff, and I've got an article linked to Gordon Duff. He said the Mossad have about 30,000 agents working out there. You might know of some of them as Al-Qaeda. Depending on what country they're in, they're either the good guys or the bad guys. So your government doesn't really know, does it? If they're in Syria, then they're the good guys. If they're trying to destabilize the Syrian government, they're the good guys. But they told us in Afghanistan and Iraq that they were the bad guys. Why was Hillary Clinton and John
I like the
McCain?
I like very much the Syrian government, and the Iranians are good too.
Repeat that.
I said the Iranians are on the good side.
Yeah, as a matter of fact, they are. They've got a scientist there. They got a scientist there that's Iranian that has duplicated a flying saucer, has duplicated the power system there, and he's trying to tell the world about it. And if we're Israel and the United States wants to attack Iran, it's because they don't want you to know, and I've told people this time and time again, people talking about the UFOs, they ain't unidentified. They've been around for thousands of years, and they just don't want you to know that we could have lunch on a base on the moon and be back home in time for supper without using a drop of gasoline. The power that Tesla invented, and I asked somebody, I went to the Tesla convention in Albuquerque, in the last one, and I asked anybody, why don't you have any magnetic motors here? Why don't you have any of Tesla's wireless transmission here? Because it's against national security. It's the NSA will arrest you if you build or demonstrate a magnetic generator. And they got them in Australia. They built them in Australia and mass-produced them in Australia. You just can't have them here. Why? Because it would wreck our economy, which is built on a lie, the same way our banking system is built. Fractional reserve banking is the biggest scam in the world. But I've said the money changers, Anthony, that Jesus ran out of the temple. And
Tesla was a genius.
What's that?
Tesla was a genius.
Yeah, who died penniless in a hotel because Morgan couldn't figure out where to put the meter on his wireless transmissions. That's why we got these wires strung up all over here. And
I've got a friend of mine who's a neurologist who's blasting the same people, and we've got friends who are blasting the same people. And it doesn't make you anti-Semitic, I like to say Alan Stang and certainly our friends, our great late friends, who fought against these scum. I'm talking from Nevada. It's a shame that he's not around. He did a couple of very good films.
And they killed Aaron Russo after he blew the whistle on Nicholas Rockefeller. He had a conversation with Nicholas Rockefeller, and Nicholas thought because he was Jewish he'd be able to use him, and it had the opposite effect. Aaron Russo also did Mad as Hell and Ain't Gonna Take It No More, which I've got that clip from Network up on my website too. That was excellent. You know, folks, you need to get mad out there.
Aaron did.
I'm sorry, Aaron said what? Try it again, Anthony. I lost you there. All right.
The one with
yeah.
the Network, the Petty Jobs. It is.
All right. I'm still losing you there. The sounds are breaking up here, Anthony. Hans, you need to check on that. All right, now I can hear you. Now.
Really good actor.
What Aaron Russo tried to tell us and told us on YouTube, it's still up there. Nicholas Rockefeller wanted to see everybody have that mark of the beast. Wanted to see everybody have that. All right, we're problem on the call. They're trying to get it back here. Evidently, we hit something sensitive there. All right, I've lost the call entirely. All right, trying it again here.
Conspiracy con people.
All right, I got you now, Anthony. I lost you there for a second. It's working now, though.
Okay. Then you have
I believe we were just talking about Aaron Russo, talking about Nicholas Rockefeller, saying they wanted everybody chipped. That's what your Obama health care is about. They've got commercials for it. I said for 2,000 years, we've been told about the mark of the beast, warned not to take the mark of the beast, and for 2,000 years we've been questioning, well, what could they mean? What could they mean? What could the Bible mean? You won't be able to buy or sell. We shouldn't take it, but without it we won't be able to buy or sell. And that's what Aaron Russo exposed before they killed him. They've even got commercials on it. It's called Health Link. Yeah, George used to forget his medication, but now we got this little chip here, and it tells his doctor what's wrong with him, where he is, how much money he's got in the bank. And that's what Nicholas Rockefeller wants everybody to have. You need to have that. Can't lose the idea. And what's happening right now in Boston, folks, the Boston Marathon, they set off bombs, and instead of looking for two people, they're going to be looking at everybody. Everybody will be a suspect now. Would you agree with that, Anthony?
I don't know. I don't know whether they actually killed Ted or whether he, but they have the capacity to kill people, patriots. Whether they killed him or they've injured myself and others like me is conjecture. But they are out against the patriots. Horowitz and Kane, and there's a gal who worked for the multi-million-dollar organization out of Hawaii. And she looked like Holly Matson of the Ranch. But she really went out after me. She called me Adolf Hitler or something like that. But I'm trying to think of her name.
But repeat, what is this about? The woman you're talking about?
Yeah, there's a woman who worked for the ADL, the Anti-Defamation League.
Yeah.
And she was working with Horowitz and Kane. And she was claiming that Ted and myself and you and I think Sherlock.
You're talking about Barbara Hartwell.
No, I'm not talking about her.
Okay.
I'm not talking about her. But I went out to the islands with a friend of mine, and he did a talk, and we went around and we went to Hawaii, into Maui, into Oahu. But she had worked. She was working for a fellow who had made the money of the. She made the guy who made the money was under attack by her, and he had done the American currency. What do you call it? They had the currency. They made it American currency, and that broke the ire of the IRS. You know, it's a legitimate currency, beautiful good stuff.
Oh yeah, the Liberty Dollars. You talking about the Liberty Dollars?
No.
Okay.
But it was you know, it's a beautiful currency, multicolored, and this woman was working with Kane and Horowitz. I saw them at the conspiracy, excuse me, at the convention here in Boston. And I remember she had a daughter whose name was Summer. But she tried to come on to me and wanted to debate me, and I was really I shouldn't say simply upset at but it's like she looked like all the Matson of the Rams. She was very manly. I'm trying to think of her name now.
But you say she worked for the ADL? She worked for the ADL?
The ADL is. God, I wish I could speak right, not having had a stroke. But I'll come around.
It's all right. Now, Anthony, I've tried to come up with answers, and the best answer I could come up with was we need to get back to our counties. I started the militias in New Mexico after what happened at Waco. What happened at Waco was a psychological operation against the American people to see how much we would take. And when we went out and started the militias after Waco...
General Pardon did a hell of a job, and I've seen his work, to explain that the attack against Waco was the same, engineered by the same people who did the attack against the Oklahoma City.
That's right.
That was done by agents of the U.S. government.
That's right. BATF bragged about it. BATF bragged about it. They had been at White Sands Missile Range practicing with ANFO bombs. So, gee, the agent that wasn't in the buildings, none of the agents happened to be in Oklahoma City when the ANFO bomb went off. Benjamin Parton also told me that the ANFO bomb and the Ryder truck could not have done the damage that was done to the building. The ANFO bomb didn't even blow over a tree next to the truck. But all of I had other people that I interviewed that saw them planting the explosives, putting the plastic around the columns in the basement.
So the lady who did my film came up with the information. She was I think working for the union that was working with the government, and she said that the day that she came there unexpectedly. She identified the group, and they were talking about some sort of plastic that the government used to manufacture the bombs.
Now, wasn't it Ted that brought out the fuel air bomb that gentleman that he was in touch with in prison? They had taken that from him?
he was going down, and he visited the guy in prison over here. And I'm trying to think of his name now.
Yeah, I blanked it out too.
When I clear up here, I'll be able to name these guys and name who they worked with and where they worked and why. It's merely a matter of time.
We'll see if I can.
I'm trying to think of the Jewish guy who operated the excuse me, the out of the line.
Yeah, by the way, Ted Gunderson did a lot on the finders. He did Jeffrey McDonald. He also did some investigating for John DeCamp under the Franklin cover-up. He talked about the McMartin preschool where they were using the children as a CIA front. And
we'll be up again. We'll be up there again at outside the Grove, the Bohemian Grove.
Bohemian Grove, yes.
Bohemian Grove is where they planned the atomic bomb. The atomic bomb was created. It was created right there, engineered right there by our government, and dropped on the illegally. I shouldn't say they did it legally, but on Hiroshima and Nagasaki. They murdered those people.
Yes, they certainly
They murdered
did.
them. That war is over. We had won the war. And God help us for the crimes that have been committed against us, against this
I'm
country.
okay. Can you call me back in 15 minutes? Thank you. Bye-bye. Okay.
Are you there?
Yes, sir. I'm here. I'm sorry here.
Okay.
By the way, the principal members of Ted's character assassination team included Virginia McCullough, Sherry Seymour, who went under a pen name of Carol Marcia, and Kate Dixon. They sucked Stu Webb into that. He's been on my show several times. But Barbara Hartwell, Kathleen Sullivan, Jackie McGuire, and Kathy Kasten of UCLA tried to demonize Ted as a double agent.
Well, I don't trust Sue. I should say I don't trust the guy who lives at Ted.
Yes, that was Stu. Yes, sir.
I don't trust him at all.
What about, now I've met Michael Rupert, they mentioned his name in here, and he's disappeared from this country.
Michael Rupert is blasphemy as well. Ed Asner. Ed Asner is, I like Ed Asner. Ed Asner blasted some of the same people for the same reasons. And I've been over at Ed's office, and we've had long conversations and taken a look at his knife collection, and he did a lot of good things. He was against the government group who tried to engineer the attack against the World Trade Center. Ed Asner.
The actor, yes, sir.
And Ed has done a good job, and also I met one guy who liked Charlie Sheen.
Yeah,
Charlie Sheen came out and for us, and I like him. He's been a friend, and a friend of us to us all.
I put up his some of one of his films, Charlie Sheen, that he did on 9/11. But it was interesting. I guess he got that out, but he wasn't allowed to talk, say anything about the Jewish connection to 9/11. The Jewish connection was certainly there, from the people that sold it or leased it to Larry Silverstein, who they did that, who allowed that to be done.
Larry Silverstein is Zion-Nazi.
Yes.
That is the word that I use. These Zion-Nazis, they have the minds of Hitler. They definitely are carrying out they're anti-Semitic. They're anti-Jewish, rather, you know. This is nothing wrong with Semites, but they are Zion-Nazis. Dr. Edward Spencer is a friend of mine. He's talked about them. In fact, we've done it. You haven't seen the film, but we did a film together. It's called They. T-H-E-Y. They. It refers to the Zion-Nazis. And if you'd like to get that, you could get it through Free World Alliance. You'll have to order it. And you can get it through the same producer. You can get it out of England. You know, I've had a show in England for called Paradigm Shift to television. And I'll get after the stroke, I let the show go. But Ray is the name of the thing with Dr. Edward Spencer. He's out of the San Francisco area. What a blessing he has been. What an absolute blessing. I would like to do another film with him. He's been a blessing to the entire movement. He's going to be out with this with me again at the And so we'll be there with Truott and Dr. Edward Spencer.
Truott's been on my
Myself.
show a number of times, and he's one of the good guys. Of course, they've been, Horowitz and Sherry Kane have been attacking him, too.
I know. I have never met Truott. I've never physically met Truott, but Sherry Kane came up to me and said that I was a bad guy because I talked. And then I'm a friend of Truott, but hell, I didn't even know him. I didn't even know him. But Horowitz and Kane, and of course the Zionist gal out of Hawaii was really death on anything to do with myself and anyone around Ted Gunderson and Alex Jones. So as bad as this program is, as incoherent as I may sound,
You don't sound incoherent. You are doing extremely well, Anthony. The information that you've given us in this show, and your defense of Ted Gunderson is something that needs to be said here.
well, there's a biker that I know from out of Arizona. I think I did a show with him. My goodness, it sounds like you. I want to thank you, and I want to thank all of those who are listening to you at this moment. And I want to thank you, my friend, for being you, for having the guts to stand up, to speak up, to say it as it is, as tough as it has been for many years. Clay Douglas has been a friend of mine, and will be.
I thank you. I thank you very much for that, Anthony. You help provide the inspiration for me, and I appreciate being included in so many of your films. And I will not stop here, folks. I will not quit, and they have failed to kill me and silence me. So they're going to continue to fail because I'm doing the right thing for the right reasons, and we are telling you the truth here.
We have a good friend of mine. I did a film with him. I did a piece with him. We got 2 more pieces to do. I'm out of money. Maybe we can find somebody who will come up with the money to finish this piece that I have done with him. And you've heard Procter and Gamble?
Yes.
It's Procter Gamble.
Yeah.
I finished the film. I've got 2 pieces with him, and we've got 2 more to go. But if somebody wants to come up to myself at the conference and say, listen, hey, if you want to get it done for $200, we'll get you the piece done by Foster Gamble.
I would love to help you on anything. All you got to do is call me anytime. Any way I can help, And what they do, what they've done to you, what they've done to me is economics. I've got books for sale. Folks, you can read Mystery Babylon. That'll give you a pretty much 25-year history of the Patriot movement, of the CIA drug smuggling. It's all there. And Anthony, if I get money and I make money, I'll be out there to work with you and help you. I've got other films to make too. God bless you. We're out of time here. Thank you for being with me. Folks, go to freeamerican.com. The links to Anthony's site are there. And tomorrow I'll switch gears a little bit. We'll have some biker music, biker movies, a biker movie producer, and we'll switch gears a little bit.
God bless you. God bless you both, and my friend Deborah Whitman and Deborah Tavares, and God bless you all. I want to thank you. Join us. Stay with us. God bless you all.
Thank you, Anthony Hilder. And God bless you, folks. If you care, if you enjoy getting some real information, make a donation, read some of my books. God bless you. Bye-bye.